What is this video about? So why the Fine Bros React failed? So is the whole thing, is the company giving up or something? I guess we'll find out.
150 million views per month in mid-2019 to around 10 million views per month recently, representing a decline of over 90% in only 36 months.
Staying relevant on YouTube for a long time seems really hard, but I guess that's true almost always on the internet, no matter what you do.
Went wrong. The peak of their colossal sized failure would eventually occur in mid-2020. However, signs of impending doom first began in early 2016 when the Fine Bros attempted to trademark and copyright the entire reaction genre on YouTube. Well, kind of. I'm sure many of you remember the drama, right? It started with this video simply titled React World, in which the Fine Bros would frame an announcement in a way that sounded like, if you want to make any kind of reaction video for yourself on YouTube, the Fine Bros are now entitled to a cut of the revenue.
And all you people who are thinking about making reaction videos
Old Age 3
anywhere in the world, well, by the way, we own you. In the terms, they own 50% of your brand deals, 60% of your rev share. You can't even post your video to Facebook, apparently, without their permission. That sounds like a great deal. Sign me up.
The Fine Bros would then go on to request that their audience not watch or support any other channel making reaction content.
And we implore everyone not to support those companies and channels. When you notice someone ripping someone's format off, don't stand for it.
However, when you take a look at the Fine Bros history, it's hardly surprising that they felt entitled.
Do people still watch this shit? Like kids react to blah blah blah. This is true fucking Facebook React content. Most people want to watch, if they want to watch someone who's reacting to something, they want to watch someone who they know or someone who has certain takes or whatever, or even a community that they like reacting to it, right? But to just watch like generic like kids, I guess very often it's the same kids reappearing though.
Genre. The pair had built what you might call,
yeah, this one, didn't she has like her own channel now, no?
A reaction empire, beginning with kids react to viral videos back in 2010. The series became popular because it took already successful viral content and added further insight into it by
she went crazy? Wait, what happened?
having kids provide their own opinion. Yet while this was an incredibly successful formula, going back to their Reactor drama
Double Rainbow guy. They're reacting to Double Rainbow guy. He died in COVID, did you know? That's a full rainbow all the way.
Opinion. Yet while this was an incredibly successful formula, going back to their React World drama in 2016, it would also be a point of criticism. They complained about
having their shows and formats blatantly stolen by companies and people, both online and on television.
Yet at the same time, they were blatantly ripping off these viral videos, then collecting the ad revenue by simply
leave Britney alone!
These are those guys who complain about licensing, even though they use people's videos unlicensed.
After finding success with Kids React back in 2010, the Fine Bros moved on to Teens React, YouTubers React, and eventually Elders React, at which point they'd find themselves in a brand new controversy. Despite acting as if they started and owned the reaction genre on YouTube, their audience would come to discover that Seniors React had already been done on a channel called Still Cosmo in April 2012.
Seniors React to Husky? Oh, that's funny. What is up, you guys? This is H2 the Husky. This takes me back. 2012. Was 10 years ago.
Only 1 month prior to the Fine Bros beginning Elders React in May 2012. What was even more infuriating was that despite Still Cosmo having started Seniors React first, the Fine Bros would take down
Husky,
every
one of
single
the
one of Still Cosmo's Seniors
big
React
early
videos,
StarCraft YouTubers,
which didn't sit too well with their fan base. As mentioned previously, I worked for the Fine Brothers. When they took down Seniors React, there was major backlash from the fans. They moved to censor any comment on all of their channels so people didn't know about it. This was par for the course for them, as they looked to control the conversation in regards to anything involving their properties. Angered by the Fine Bros acting as if they own the genre, people began to dig up examples of Bill Cosby doing Kids React content on television dating all the way back to the 1990s. However, this seemed to have no effect on their perceived ownership of the genre, as they'd then gone to call out Ellen DeGeneres, stating that she had also stolen their apparent idea of making reaction videos. Wow, the Ellen Show just did a kids reacting to old technology. Didn't mention us, did it?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Not cool. Need you to go to their Facebook page and blast the Kids React links. Even
wait, I didn't know all of this stuff. All I knew about was the stupid idea they had when they announced this whole thing. Wow, they were way dumber than I thought.
Realize even more important to tell them. Thanks for the help. Here's the link to go leave comments, accompanied by another post of their Twitter reading. Ashamed to not have @EllenShow reach out to us versus just fully taking it as their own. This
yeah, fucking Twitter is just React.
happens too often. Whilst the Fine Bros clearly expected support from their audience, calling out Ellen only gave everyone another excuse to clown on them. At the Fine Bros at the Ellen Show, welcome to German television late 90s to now. You did nothing revolutionary. At the Fine Bros, you don't own the concept. Anyone can do kids reacting, it's fun and enjoyable. At the Fine Bros at the Ellen Show, Jimmy Kimmel has done react videos with kids too. Reactions cannot be patented, that's silly.
But there's only one man who's figured out how to do reacts without reacting.
Isn't new for them. They've always been extremely aggressive in taking down smaller channels on YouTube, even with remotely similar concepts. Their DMCA claims destroyed any momentum any of their competitors could have possibly built up. Then they do a good job burying any information about them ever having done it and denying doing so. The difference here is that Ellen is too big for them to bully and lay false DMCA claims against, so they had to try and use their audience to do the dirty work for them. They seem to think they're original when all of their success has come on the back of others.
DMCA.
All of this should set a pretty good baseline for why in 2016 their attempt to trademark the word react was completely and utterly ludicrous. In doing so, they'd lose 500,000 subscribers over the course of a week, at which point the pair began to backpedal heavily. The Fine Brothers would release an official statement claiming that they would rescind all of their React trademarks and applications, discontinue the React World program, as well as released all of their past content ID claims, such as the takedown of Still Cosmo series.
But the best was the video they made, showing how sad they are. Oh, it's coming up. Here we go.
Additionally, the pair would upload an apology video in which they stated that the goal was never to trademark the entire React series on YouTube.
Oh yeah, and this video was just them saying, we're so sorry that you guys misunderstood us.
And was rather to trademark their very specific reaction style.
We were never trying to say that every video where someone reacts to something else is something we would try to control. When we referenced licensing the React format, we only meant our specific series, not the overall genre of reaction videos. We do not own the genre.
However, while the goal of any apology is to mend one's reputation, some clear mistakes can be observed within the Fine Bros video, which would only contribute to their decline. Firstly, they failed to keep their cool and instead responded to the audience with an angry, emotional temperament.
Just because we have or might get trademarks doesn't mean we're going to run around and start taking down videos.
Sounds like they're both holding back pure rage and hatred. I feel like I'm being lectured by my parents about how it was wrong to punch my teacher. LMFAO, how is this an apology? They were literally just yelling at us and acting like we're idiots. I forget how pissy they looked in this. If you're making an apology for doing something shitty, maybe it's not the best idea to be visibly fuming at everyone for having foiled your scheme. Now, it's understandable as to why the pair were a little volatile. They lost 500,000 subscribers in a week and had negative news article after negative news article, which is something that none of us have experienced, so maybe we're not even in a position to comment on this, but cooler heads.
Hello, Armen4.
Their emotional response did nothing but display how much the drama had gotten to them, and when you combine this with their massive backpedal of apologizing and promising to throw out the React World program altogether, it displayed this kind of pathetic subservience to their fan base, or simply put, they made it obvious that they cared way too much.
This beanie is so random on this guy, it really bothers me.
After the real drama began in mid-2020. In the lead up to this point in time, specifically the 4th of June 2020, the Fine Bros had chosen to involve themselves in the Black Lives Matter movement by uploading a video
it doesn't help.
This is my story, which contained an introductory message reading, in support of hashtag Black Lives Matter and the social unrest in America surrounding the killing of George Floyd and countless injustices against people of color, we asked our reactors if they would be willing to share their own stories of being black in America. They did. They are a part of our FBE family and we want to help amplify their voices. Thank you for listening, the FBE team, clearly aligning themselves and their entire brand as allies of the movement. Yet, opting into the game of politics turned out to be an incredibly dumb decision for the Fine Brothers, because only a week after posting the video in support of Black Lives Matter, their audience would dig up a video from 2009
Oopsie
in which
daisies.
Fine had done blackface. In light of this, other black creators from within the company came out stating that rather than being supported, they had actually faced racism while working for the Fine Brothers, one of which discussing their experience in a YouTube video.
So many former staff members and cast members have bravely spoken out and reached out to me privately about how they were mistreated during their time at the company as people of color and or women, and other people who have witnessed their mistreatment.
Articles would then be posted such as this one by Insider, which stated that within Fine Brothers Entertainment, Brooklyn Fenton, a former Reactor turned employee, said she was told at times that having a reactor with lighter skin on the left of the thumbnail, where viewers would tend to see them first.
Is this the official term for it? A reactor? Is that what you call it? Like a nuclear reactor?
Appeals to the fans. 6 sources told Insider that they were sometimes told to put a person with a lighter skin tone on the left, and several
I prefer React Rendertle.
The former employee said publicly on Twitter that this had happened to them. Insider conducted a review of 1,092 thumbnails that included faces of reactors. 31% of the thumbnails showed 2 white reactors, 0.3% showed 2 black reactors. As a result of these allegations, the Fine brothers would release a classic spineless loser apology stating, "Over the past decade, FB has tried to use our platform as a force for good, making videos to speak out against racism, sexism, homophobia, and bullying. But while we incorrectly thought that creating content at our company to help in the fight against many different kinds of discrimination was enough to make amends, it is clear to us that we should have done more."
This is all just the kind of shit that happens when you try to just turn a simple fucking YouTube content into something that's you want it to be bigger than it really should be. This is just, why make things so fucking complicated? I guess it's all about money in the end.
The trap that the Fine brothers had fallen into was obvious, because it's one that so many other public figures
It's all about the money.
into. They thought that just because they had built a business and a following on YouTube, it was now their
Who
job.
remembers this? Right here, chat. Is this red dress white and gold or blue and black?
A responsibility to enact some kind of historic
Looks very blue and black to me
change
there.
in the world. Why can't you just be a good entertainer and leave it at that? They claimed in their apology that they should have done more in terms of talking about social issues, yet were blind to the reality that they actually talked about it too much. They should have never talked about any of these topics in the first place. Because reality check,
Black
you're a
and
channel
yellow.
where people go to laugh at kids reacting to various videos on the internet, and you're not the Mother Teresa Foundation. The ways in which the Fine brothers were mistreating their
I feel like this whole concept though was like more interesting back in the day because like the internet and all of these videos was pretty fresh, but now these kids like age 13, this was probably some time ago, but nowadays a 13-year-old, they've watched all of this shit already. They're like totally desensitized from this. They're gonna like, if you try to make a kids react to this shit now, they're gonna sit there and yawn and be like, I already saw it on TikTok on my while taking a shit, you know. I guess it still works with like seniors react maybe. Well, not even. Because now, if you're 70 now, you were like in your 50s when YouTube came out. That still makes you, never mind.
You're not the Mother Teresa Foundation. The ways in which the Fine brothers were mistreating their employees eventually went deeper after a TikToker named 1 Minute Talk Show would post a video interviewing 2 former members of Kids and Teens React, which stated the following.
Check the numbers, yo. Kids React, Teens React fell off. Fuck the Fine bros.
Were you on Teens React too? Wait, can you go
gamble? Just cringe. Start gambling is entertainment, and you break even, you win.
Hey, nice.
And let us speak our mind on a show about speaking our mind.
They were on our fucking and balls, bro. That shit sucked.
What?
I couldn't say nothing.
Let's say that you started to give an answer that was like your real
They
opinion.
would just cut it out the video, honestly.
They wouldn't put it in, bro. They'd ask questions that were like pointing you towards the direction of a certain answer.
The pair would then go on to discuss one of the most iconic reactors of Kids and Teens React, Leah Marie Johnson.
Well, I had such a huge crush on the blonde one. You know who I'm talking about.
Marie Johnson?
She's like in her crackhead stage right now.
Is she really?
Yeah,
Crackhead.
Goes deep.
because like she'll just randomly go live and like she's in like a crack house and it's kind of fire, bro.
Yeah.
Referencing her being seen high in countless different Instagram live streams. Leah Marie Johnson, in addition to these guys who appeared to be attending college, showed that reacting for the Fine brothers didn't exactly lead to Hollywood stardom in the way that they might have expected. It's hardly surprising either. It's not like they were learning any skills by reacting to videos for the Fine brothers, which left them with famous faces and nothing else.
So this is the new, like, y'all remember when like kid actors would grow up? Like, y'all remember Lindsay Lohan? Kid actors that just grow up to become having massive issues. So now we're gonna get a whole new generation of just YouTube stars that grow up and lose their mind. She's thick now?
As a result of all the controversy over a 6-month time period, the Fine Bros went from an average of around 100 million views per month to only 30 million per month.
Only
before
30
announcing that
million?
17 staff members had been laid off. The Fine Bros would then rebrand themselves from Fine Brothers Entertainment to React, yet this failed to stop their decline in viewership as it tumbled further to around 10 million per month. Competition had simply become too strong in the reaction genre. Every popular streamer was uploading their
Hey, look, it's Miskiff.
reaction content to YouTube, whilst the former CEO of React Media would leave the Fine Brothers to work for Mr. Beast, who now makes infinitely better reaction content than the Fine Brothers ever could. In late 2021, the Fine Brothers sold the company to Electric Monster for an undisclosed price, citing that they planned on stepping away to finally spend some quality time with our family.
Spend some
and the two
time
have been silent
to
on all
focus
social
on
media since selling the channel.
Alright. A lot of people that just sell off their channel. What are some YouTubers that sold off their channel? Didn't Fred sell off his channel? Hey, it's Fred! I think so, right?